Hey guys, welcome to the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. I'm Coach Hallie, and today we are doing a squat workout, and this is going to be a double racked kettlebell squat workout. Now, so you're going to want two kettlebells that are the same size. I have two 12-kilogram bells, that's about 50 something pounds. Okay, and so we are going to be doing the double rack squat as our main strength movement, but we're gonna warm up together. So let's get down on hands and knees and get our body moving. We're gonna start with some hip cars. So you're gonna be in a quadruped position. And let's start here with one leg squeezing that calf tight to your hamstring, ankles dorsiflex. We're gonna lift the knee a little bit off the ground, start to pull that knee toward your chest into hip flexion. Then drive the leg up and out, away from your midline as high as you can, keeping the pelvis stable, and sweep the knee back. And then you'll internally rotate through your hip and drift your leg back behind you in your full hip extension. Try to keep your spine from extending, your pelvis from going into an anterior tilt. And then just bring the leg down, take a breath, and we reverse that, driving back up into our hip extension, trying to kick that heel up as high as we can. Then we sweep the leg out in that internal rotation. We rotate through the hip to bring the top of the knee toward our tricep and pull it in and then bring it down. Nice. We're going to do just one more rep, adding in some knee extensions into the sequence. Here we go. So lift the knee, squeeze that calf tight to your hammy, pull the knee forward first, then drive the leg up and out away from your midline. We sweep the knee back, internally rotate through the hip, bringing the leg behind us. We're going to hold here in hip extension, slowly extend the knee as long as you can, driving that heel out from you, and then squeeze back toward your hamstring, bending the knee as much as you can. We're just warming up our knee flexion and extension for our squats, really feeling that hamstring and glute working. We're protracting through our scaps, keeping our rib cage wrapping in and up toward our back. Just 3 reps of that. And then reverse your hip car, coming all the way back forward and down. Now, before we go to the other side, we're just going to get in a half kneeling position with what was the working leg as our back leg with the knee on the floor. And we're going to do just 5 reps of a little mini lunge hover. So I'm going to reach my arms forward. I'm going to protract through my scaps. My back toes are curled under. My front foot is pressing firmly into the ground. I'm going to take a big breath in and then exhale and hover that back knee just a little bit above the ground. Inhale, control it down. Exhale, press through the feet, lift just a little off the floor. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift just a little bit off the ground. Last one. Exhale, lift up. Control down. Awesome. Those don't look like much, but man, do they feel intense. And it's a really good way to get an active hip extension stretch, basically, as you're lifting and engaging the back leg. Now we're going to go right to the other side, going into our hip cars. First rep, just regular, going through that full range of motion. So squeeze your calf tight up toward your hamstring, lift the knee. Here we go. Pull the knee forward and then lift up and out away from your midline. Start to sweep the knee back and internally rotate through your hip and bring the leg back behind you. Make sure nothing else is compensating. Bring the leg down, take a breath, and reverse it. Drive up into that hip extension. Then reach the leg away from your midline. Rotate externally through the hip to bring that knee toward your tricep and pull it in toward your rib cage. Now we're going to add in those 3 reps of the knee extensions on the second hip car. Here we go. Starting out the same. Finding the big range of motion, that big activation in the side of your hip and glute there to lift. And then hamstring and glute are engaged here. And keeping the rest of the body stable, just extend your knee and then slowly bend again. And just do that 2 more times, just feeling your hamstring, your glutes, your calf, the whole posterior side of your leg. And keep protracting through your scaps, pushing away from the floor. Bend for that third time, and now reverse your hip car from there. Bring the knee forward and rest. Good. And then just bring that working leg as your back leg in this little mini lunge position. And we have 5 reps of our lunge hover. So protract through your scaps and drop those scaps down away from your ears. Take a big breath in and exhale, pushing down through the feet. Hover a little bit off the ground. Inhale, control down. Like I said, it doesn't look like much, but it's a really good challenge. 2 more. Last rep. Good. Awesome. We're going to do one more little sequence for a warm-up before we go into our main strength movement, which is our double rack squats. So we're going to go into a single arm racked lunge. So you just need 1 kettlebell. And we're going to do a reverse lunge with a focus on rotating through our hips and pelvis toward our front knee. And we're going to do 8 reps and then just switch sides. Okay. So, got a big cat fuzz on my sock. Hold on. That's going to throw me off. Okay. But we're going to have the bell start between our feet. And the same side that's going to rack the kettlebell is the leg that's going to go back in our reverse lunge. And we're going to rotate slightly toward our front knee at the bottom and then square off at the top. And we're going to just keep the kettlebell racked. We're not going to do cleans in between each rep. You could, if you want, add a little more dynamic motion to it, but we're just going for efficiency here today. So big breath in, clean your bell up, and then shift your weight onto that opposite foot, coming back into your lunge as you inhale, exhale, driving up, and just focus on that rotation in the pelvis. It'll just help you load into your front glute and hamstring and quad a little bit more effectively with that slight rotation. Inhale, exhale, push away from the floor. 2 more on this side. Last one. Good, just bring the bell down. And we're just gonna go right into the other side, trying not to rest too long. We wanna get our heart rate up a little here. Here we go, breathing in, clean that bell up. And rotating slightly toward that front knee on the way down. Exhale as you drive up away from the floor. And just take your time with it, no rush. Four more. You can have this opposite arm mimic the rack position or have it out to the side, whatever you like. 2 left. And last one. Bring the bell down. Awesome. And then we have a beast hold with some toe lifts that we're going to superset with these lunges. So you're going to come down onto hands and knees. We're going to go for 40 seconds. I've got my timer over here, so you might see me look toward it. Okay, but we're going to curl the toes under, press our hands into the ground, hover our knees a little bit off the floor, and begin. Now you could hold just here with both feet on the ground, but I like to add just a little bit more anti-rotation work in this beast hover. So I'm just pointing one set of toes back and alternating my feet, trying to keep the pelvis, the torso stable. 20 seconds left. Keep that chest pulling forward, protracting through your scaps. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Again, something that looks super simple and easy, but is pretty effective at challenging our body's rotation or anti-rotation, really. Trying to keep that stability, get our whole abdominal wall fired up, our quads, our glutes, our upper body pushing away from the floor. There's a lot going on there. Okay, my friends, we're gonna do one more set of that. So just take a moment to breathe and then grab your kettlebell. We're going back into those reverse lunges again. Same thing, 8 reps on each side. Grab your bell, clean it up, and now we lunge. Rotating toward that front knee, exhales, you drive away from the floor. 5 more. 2 left. Last one. Bring the bell down. Woo! Take a moment, shake it out. Awesome. And then we got the other side. Here we go. Hinge over, big breath in. Set most of your weight into your new front leg. Inhale. Exhale, push away from the floor. We want to really load into that front leg, and that rotation helps just put our center of gravity over that hip. 4 more. 2 left. Last one. Bring the bell down. Nice, just move that bell to the side. And we've got that beast hover with those toe lifts again for 40 seconds. Take a few breaths. Awesome. Going in about 5 seconds, so set yourself up. And lift those knees. Here we go. Just alternating the toe lift. You don't want to kick your leg up. We're just moving at the ankle joint. So it's a very small articulated movement. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. 20 seconds left. Keep pushing away from the floor, pulling your sternum through your shoulders. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Oh yeah. We're gonna take a little water break, and then we have our main strength movement, which is those double rack squats. So take about 30 seconds at least, maybe even a minute to cool down, have some water. And then we're going heavy with those squats. 2 bells. Or you could do 1 heavier bell in the goblet position, but I just like the challenge of the double rack position. It's a good skill to learn. You know, you can practice it doing a double rack carry or a double rack march. You know, just practicing holding the bells in that position is a good challenge for your core and your lat engagement. And we're gonna do it in the squat. All right, I'm gonna get another sip of water and then we'll get to it. Okay, so get your bells set up between your feet. We are doing double rack squats. We're gonna clean them up once and then do 8 reps of our squat, bring them down, rest, and then we're going into a beast to plank. So similar to that beast hover with the ankle movement, but now we're gonna do some bigger leg movement in it, okay? And we're just gonna superset that together, just doing 2 rounds total, okay? It's a short workout today, nothing crazy. All right, here we go. Hinge over, grab your bells, you're gonna clean them up. And then we have 8 reps of our squat, coming down with control. Inhale. Exhales, you push away the floor. I'm thinking about driving my knees toward my toes, and my hips go back and down. And I'm using that exhale 3 more. Last rep. Bring them down. Woo! Woo! It's hard to talk and squat at the same time, but I hope you got some good cues as I was doing that. We're using that exhale to push out of the ground. We're trying to maintain that active hip flexion. The hips are driving back and down, but our knees are also traveling forward toward our toes to get that ankle dorsiflexion. So that way we're getting low in our squat using our ankle mobility. There's a lot of ankle mobility that's required for getting your squat depth. A lot of people don't think about that. Okay, come down. We're gonna set up in the beast position. Take a few more breaths. We're gonna have 40 seconds for this, just like with the beast hover we did before. Only now we're moving our feet in and out of a tall plank. It's like a really slow mountain climber. Here we go, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Hover your knees and then walk 1 foot back at a time into a plank and then back forward into your beast position. And you can alternate which leg you start with if you can coordinate that. Otherwise, just don't worry about it. And we're trying to keep the shoulders stable, the chest pulling forward and out. 15 seconds left. Almost there. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! Oh. Okay. We're going to take a minute of rest. So a full minute to hydrate, catch our breath, and try to slow down our heart rate before we go back into the squats. Oh yeah, feels good. And you'll be so happy and accomplished when this is over. I know it sucks in the moment. One of those things, mind over matter. You know, sometimes we got to really listen to our bodies and know our limits. But when it's just our brain, just our mindset and our brain, and that willpower, that mental fortitude, we can just remind ourselves that this feeling is temporary and I'm going to feel really good afterward. All right, here we go. Second set. 8 reps of the squat. We're almost done with this workout. Big breath in and clean them up. Here we go. 8 reps coming down as you inhale. Finding that big push through the feet. 6 more. 4 left. We got this. Just 2 more. Last one. And rest. Woo! All right, go ahead and move those bells off to the side. And I know 8 reps isn't a lot, but I'm working with a weight that's pretty challenging for me for those 8 reps. And I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little under recovered. If you can do heavier weight, go for it. But that felt good for me today. Okay. Whew. Going in about 10 seconds, catch your breath. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Set up your hands. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Lift those knees and then just take your time walking your feet out and then back into that beast. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. Try not to rock back as your feet step back. 20 seconds left. So this is more about stability rather than speed. 8 seconds, almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Oh yeah. That was a good challenge. Take a few breaths in child's pose if you'd like. Feels really good for me anyway. Try to slow down your breath. Find that 3-dimensional inhale. Big long exhale out of the mouth. One more breath. Nice. All right, my friends, feel free to do a third set of that if you'd like. I'm going to finish it there today. Like I said, it's just a short workout that I planned on recording. But if you want, go for a third set. You can rewind and do it with me again. Thanks for tuning in. This month, again, is all about squats. And we have some single leg squats coming up in the next workout. It's going to be pretty brutal. Hope you can join us. And remember to subscribe to the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. And we'll see you next time. Bye.